Okay, so this is liminal. The big idea of this is the liminality. Okay, so the big idea behind this is liminality, and that means that it's on the edge of structure. So it's either structure or anti-structure. And the metaphor that he uses is welcome to the Hotel California. And so I used welcome to the Hotel College. And so liminality is really just a state of flux that you're trying to figure out where you belong. So if you've ever heard I think it's Alison Krauss song, Feels Like Home to Me, that's what you're trying to do is you're trying to find where you belong, where your place is in the world. So one of the examples that he talks about is when you're dreaming, where did you go? What just happened? You're blurry, you're not sure what's going on. Was that just a dream? And that's how they describe Siddhartha's journey as he leaves with his little friend Gavaina. So you're at a crossroads and you have these three choices. Which ones do you choose? Well, I don't know. Like, I leave class and then I'm going to check my phone and I'm going to see what's going on and then I'm going to see if I need to go meet up with my friend. Those are the examples he gave. So you have like upside down structure. And this is very characteristic of a time in your life when you have a rite of passage. So as you're going to the next place, there's usually this flux in between before you get to the next place. And so in this example, he was using courtship. So as you negotiate between two different roles, just like Siddhartha did, then there's always this state of chaos or this state of flux. So then at the end of the chapter, the Brahmin's son. So Siddhartha and Govinda go and search of this enlightenment. They leave all of their worldly possessions and they leave all of their desires behind. So it's all very meta because Siddhartha encounters the Buddha, but then Siddhartha is the Buddha, and so you meet him on two different levels. And what he talks to the Buddha about is how can he overcome his obstacles, how can he overcome his suffering. So when you're confronted with something like this, it might not feel like the exact right fit and you might hit an obstacle, and that's what liminality feels like. And this example is talking about how year one in college, most people will just say, oh my God, it was crazy because there were so many different roles in the college life that you had to negotiate the adaptations. No one's telling you when to go to sleep. No one's making your meals for you. There's all this flux. There's no structure. There's no routine. And Dr. Hackett talks about how there's this random assortment of people, and most of the conversations and the things that he enjoys and remembers were about conversations about what the future was going to hold. And I don't know, is pharmacy going to be right for me? Is medical school going to be right for me? So all of these different questions that people ask. And that there's all of this freedom, like whether you sleep in, whether you study, whether you go to class, what you do with your time. There's so much freedom, but at the same time, there's structure because you have deadlines and you have to make those deadlines. And he talks about how the hallway culture is very much like a city street, and that's what the good dorm is. And it's always good for something going on, but at the same time, you can study in your room. And so it's these interactions that help you and guide you into your next step. And these are important in your milestone as you go from liminality, not luminality, to a structure. And then he talks about the Plaza of the Americas, which must be a place at the UF where there's people and they're selling food and you never know what's going to happen and people are trying to solicit you for religion. And he talks about if someone's going to go streaking across campus, this is going to be the place. There's just so much chaos there and there's so many different things going on. And one of the reasons that maybe that this area is picked is because those people are questioning reality and they're questioning their existence and they have all these massive questions. And so that's always a good way for people who are looking for religious, I guess, recruitees or recruits maybe is the word, to grow their own following. And so maybe that's one of the reasons that they kind of prey on college campuses. And in finality, what he talks about is how if someone's going to be protesting or whatnot, it's going to be on the Plaza of the Americas, and that's where you really see the individual coming of age, because like a lot of the people that were selling food were students there at one time. And hey, how did that work? How did you get there? How everyone's path is so interesting.